do?
I swear I was editing.
Yeah.
And literally like 3 videos in a row, I was just me starting the video every time like this. No, babe. That's gonna be the 4th one. No, baby.
Yeah. I think the Cavs gonna win this game.
Oh, you Shaq? Alright, bro. Ready? Good morning! Sackpass, what's going on, guys? My name is Alex.
And I'm Alan.
Welcome to the Amicy Reaction Podcast.
Welcome.
For all the people that are salty,
OJ.
nobody cares. So,
The
if you're not
Jets.
part of the Amicy gang, click on that subscribe button below and join us and be a part of the squad. You know about the country. The map is what it do.
You know.
Do you mind people that hit us up in the comments, like while they're watching the video? What's the map about? Finish the video, you get the information you need.
We forgot to do the intro. The intro, like the complainers, so they can know.
I know we gotta do it next one.
Yeah.
All right, let's remember this.
All right.
So, we're going through the journey of NF and the different albums that he's done, and a lot of you guys were requesting that we did Epiphany featuring NF, but it's Futuristic song, and I love Futuristic. Like, especially that one he did, the nerd and I love that stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and hop in that video, guys. So we got Futuristic Epiphany featuring NF, official music video. Let's get poppin'.
Let's get it.
It's about to be fast flows, and we'd have no. It's Dutch, auto generated.
For the Dutch people out there.
I had an epiphany, I was repeating history. I was doing everything I hated, a weight on my shoulders, I let it all get to me. I had an epiphany, I just smiled at my enemies. I was listening to everybody who was talking but never did shit for me. Yeah, I had an epiphany, I was looking at everybody else that's up in the industry, they ain't as sick as me. I had an epiphany, I was seeing somebody that never had no good intentions for me, now she missing me, yeah. Moral of the story is nobody did it for me, had to make a change. I was living in the city with no scene, I had a dream, I had to make a lane. Always knew that I couldn't live off a minimum wage, ripping the pay stub. I had
Okay. Now I gotta keep the brain up. It's the epiphany that the epiphany, right? It's a realization of
Yeah.
right. So it's like in a way, it's like the story of Futuristic and NF at the exact same time, which is why I've seen the same flow, not the flow, but like the same like transitions.
Yeah.
Of life is that it's in a way, it's like I understand you because I've gone through it also. It's so that's kind of why they're able to vibe so well, and it's like especially trying to figure like knowing like because I feel like a lot of people go through this exact same process of whatever it is they want to achieve. It's like, you know, when Futuristic just said, I knew I couldn't work a 9 to 5 or
waiting for a pay stub.
Waiting for a pay stub, working a minimum wage. And there's a lot of people that have that exact same feeling, but the difference between the two, Futuristic and NF, and those people that do are the ones that go, that seems like a lot of work. Let me just stay in the comfort zone a little bit longer. Because the comfort zone is going to be there for you whenever you want it to be.
Of course.
That's there to comfort you, which is also the freaking the thing that's always gonna hold you back. And I like the way that they're doing it in a way to showcase both of those lives, like the journey that they've gone through. Of especially knowing if I'm working a minimum wage job, if I'm working a regular job, if I'm doing this and that, at the end of the day, no one's gonna come do it for you. The only person that can do it is you. You know. So I felt like a rapper for a second.
That never had no good intentions for me, now she missing me, yeah. Moral of the story is nobody did it for me, had to make a change. I was living in the city with no scene, I had a dream, I had to make a lane. Always knew that I couldn't.
I just caught that bar.
Yeah.
I was living in a city with no scene. I had to. Oh no! I gotta go back and get that part. I was living in a city with no scene. Also, I had to make a dream or something like that.
Yeah. Moral of the story is nobody did it for me, had to make a change. I was living in the city with no scene, I had a dream, I had to make a lane. Always knew that I couldn't live off a minimum wage, ripping the pay stub. I had a minimal taste for all the fame stuff, but I got into the game without a cent to my name, and now I'm ballin' like I'm in the NBA, bruh. And I know I got a lot, but I'm not content. If they ask me to stop, I will not consent. Never let nobody block, it's my shot to miss. You can meet me at the top if you hop the fence, and you climb the stairs, and you fight the beast, and you lose your way, then you find your peace, and you do it sober, then you find a drink, then you spiral down, and it all repeats. And I always had a vision I could get it, so I did it by my lonely. I don't owe nobody nothing, never let nobody own me. Got some money from the music, and I spend it on the homies, but don't put nothing before me. Gave a whip to Lil Brody, and I'm only getting started. And I'm eating with the people that I starve with. And my batteries, I had to recharge them. I made an album, but that shit was.
I'm eating with all the people that I started with. Mm-hmm. And again, back to what we're saying, he is working that minimum wage job, doing pretty much like a busboy. But again, he's got the buds in his ears. He's still working on his goal and his dream. Because back to that one line, I was living in a city with no scene, so I had to dream it and make a lane. Mm-hmm. Right, bro? This is freaking dope.
And I always had a vision, I could get it, so I did it by my lonely. I don't owe nobody nothing, never let nobody own me. Got some money from the music and I spend it on the homies, but don't put nothing before me. Gave a whip to Lil Brody and I'm only getting started. And I'm meeting with the people that I starve with. And my batteries, I had to recharge them. I made an album, but that shit was garbage. Yo, I was trapped in a gimmick, I finally get it. I'm here to make music that matters. If I die, it'll all be alright, cause the message I gave you will live for me after. And my chapter will highlight a lifetime of energy gave through a bright mind. How you never had to stand on the sideline. How you the guide to your own guidelines, that's an epiphany.
People gonna be salty I'm parsing it all the time, but we don't care. One thing that I saw about this one so far also is like when you saw NF take the apron and toss it, it could have also be a symbolism. It could symbolize the path. You're always gonna have two paths wherever you're gonna go in life, right?
Right.
And one path is gonna lead you towards where you want to go, and the other path is gonna keep you in the comfort zone. But at the same time, it's also people always go, you know what? Whenever it's like the kids growing up, they'll go, hey, what do you want to do with your life? It's like, I'm a beat maker. I want to become a big time beat maker. And then the parents go, okay. So what's your plan? What's your plan B or plan C? There's like different stuff. And it's like, my plan B is finding a different way to make the plan A work. My plan C is to make sure that plan B doesn't come to effect that way plan A works.
What was it? Like Will Smith said, you should never have like a plan B because that's going to deter you from achieving your plan A.
Yeah, exactly. And you're seeing it. When he talk that thing, that could have been like, I'm tossing away the comfort zone and I'm going to pursue what I want to pursue.
Okay, Alex.
I'm out here in the streets. Okay. More than Sesame. You know.
How you the guide to your own guidelines, that's an epiphany. I had an epiphany, yeah. That's an epiphany. I had an epiphany, yeah.
Talk to us, N.
I had an epiphany that I could make history, that I could prove everyone wrong that told me I wasn't cut out for this music thing. Yeah, I had an epiphany. What if I took my energy and use it on positive things in my life instead of the people that lie to me, huh? Yeah, I had an epiphany that I could put all of my hurt into music and use it for people that might feel the same as me. Yeah, I had an epiphany. What if everyone knew my depression was worse than they thought? They probably gonna look at me differently. Yo, this song got me going back when I was a stupid kid, thinking maybe I could make it in the music biz. And then I figured out the politics and realized that half of y'all don't even know what music is. Ain't going nowhere, I told them to get used to me. Feels like I'm living in a movie scene, a bunch of people trying to tell me how to act and breathe. One thing I never let nobody ever do is tell me who to be. I never got into the party scene, maybe I was just scared to drink, cause addiction, it runs in my family, that's someone I was scared to be. Y'all looking pitiful compared to me, since I could barely read. All I wanted was somebody I could trust that I knew would keep it real with me. Rap's always been a man for me, that's when I figured out that maybe I'm the one that's gotta make it on my own. Yeah, it's clear to see. A lot of people thinking what I'm doing is a gimmick. Everything you hear me writing, I've been living. I ain't quitting, sending money to my family, trying to show them that I miss them and I cherish every moment when I'm home, when I'm with them. And it's just the way that I feel. In the industry of fakes, trying to stay real. In the industry of lames, trying to get deals. Lord knows I'ma get it, that's Meek Mill. Yeah, I lay in my bed at night thinking there's gotta be more to me. I'm trying to pay off the mortgage and live the life for the people I love in the midst of it. I've always thought that if
that little segment, bro, I love both sequences that they're giving you.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Laying on your bed and knowing that you're worth. It's like the moment in life that you hit where it's kind of like it's just you and your thoughts and you're thinking, I know I'm better than this, than what you're doing currently, or you know what I'm saying. It's like, but I feel like a lot of people go through that. And I think it's at that moment that you do get that breaking point where the epiphany happens. A lot of times where you go, wait. But I'm really good at, and so you start finding the little nuggets in life, in your own life that can get you to where you need to be. You just had been so clouded by everything else, you didn't realize it. Yep.
Pay off the mortgage and live the life for the people I love in the midst of it. I've always thought that if I learn from mistakes that I make, even losses are victories. That's when it starts hitting me. If you set your mind to it, you can do anything. That's an epiphany. That's an epiphany, yeah. I had an epiphany. I had an epiphany, yeah.
All right, guys, that was Futuristic Epiphany featuring NF. But yeah, I mean, I said everything I was gonna say in this freaking.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like it was like when he got home after he threw the
apron.
The apron. It was like pretty much like I'm done with relying that being my life. I'm just gonna go straight into what I'm like my craft, which is the music, and pouring out every single thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you guys are listening to this, it doesn't necessarily have to be music and it's whatever
makes you happy.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's whatever's gonna get you out of the situation that you're in that is possibly holding you back from pursuing a life of fulfillment and enjoyment. Pretty much everything, Yeah, and I think again, so many people go through that exact same thing, and it's kind of like the people that try to get financial advice from the coworkers that's broke. Or why are you getting relationship advice from people at your work that have never been in a successful relationship? You know what I'm saying?
But it's because like you're literally around those people
all
day.
The freaking day.
Yeah, and they literally become like you spend more
they become
time
your source
with them
than your spouse.
Than your family. So pretty much technically you know them more than you know your own family.
Yeah, that's crazy. Anyhow, guys, listen, if you're not part of the AAMICY gang, go ahead and click on that subscribe button below and join us in at all times. Don't cheat yourself.
Love thyself.
And keep it Amicy. Peace.
I live inside my own world of make-believe.